more on this, let's bring in our international affairs commentator, Doug Herbert. Doug, why is Erdogan stepping into this? I mean, things are complicated enough already as it stands.
This is a mixture of, on Erdogan's part, self-interest of the purest kind, plus egocentricity. Let's start with the self-interest. The self-interest is for Erdogan, he wants at all costs to prevent an invasion by Russia or an attack on Ukraine's territorial integrity by Russia on Ukraine, because it would force him to have to choose between two, basically, it would be not just unsavory choices, it would be almost impossible choices. He'd have to choose between NATO, Turkey obviously being a prominent, if problematic, member of NATO, that camp, or does he choose the Russian camp? You know, until now, Turkey has tried to play it both ways. This is where the egocentricity comes into play, and this is where Erdogan's a lot like Putin in many ways. They both see themselves as these sort of great influencers and great mediators with an oversized role on the world stage, if only other people would recognize it. So he sees himself, in a sense, as a great pasha. You know, he's always had this vision of resurrecting a sort of glory, the glory of the fallen Ottoman, the lost Ottoman Empire. So seeing himself as being able to step into the fray, play this mediating role between Russia and NATO, it sort of corresponds to all of his sort of self-imposed visions of himself as, like I said, this great pasha, straddling two empires and being able to sort of hold the world together. The reality is that it's very problematic. Like I said, the invasion is the last thing he wants. Erdogan is really up against it at home on the home front right now. You know how Boris Johnson's blustered into this and people have said, well, that's because he's up against it at home. Wow, Turkey really, Erdogan right now, he has an economy, a financial and monetary situation absolutely about as dire as you can get. So the distraction helps a lot. Public opinion, there's an election about a year away right now. He has his eye on that electoral calendar as well. All of this is part of the reason that it won't hurt him right now to step up to the plate to Ukraine, a key military partner, and try to mediate, as he will. He's reached out to Russia as well, mediate an end to this.
Well, what about Turkey's relationship with Russia? Is Erdogan wary of Putin in any way?
It's their ultimate frenemies, as you call it. It's the ultimate marriage of convenience. They have absolutely no love lost for each other. Erdogan probably can't stand Putin. Putin absolutely probably loathes Erdogan, but they do need each other in many ways. Turkey and Russia are big economic energy partners. About 40% of the gas consumed in Turkey comes from Russia. You have hundreds of thousands of Russian tourists coming to Turkey. They're a big part of the tourism economy. You have Russia helping Turkey with technology in its nuclear power generating reactor. So all of these make Russia a sort of indispensable, albeit very difficult partner. You'll remember Turkey controversially bought an S-400 anti-missile system from Russia, which was not something that NATO really was very pleased about at the time. So it's a very difficult relationship. It's one he cannot afford to alienate Putin. And yet Putin is looking on right now at this visit, and he's probably not too happy about it. The signs are from the Kremlin that he doesn't want to do Erdogan's bidding and just come to Erdogan's doorstep, with Erdogan acting as the grand mediator in this conflict. I'll just note that last October, it was a Turkish drone, sophisticated Turkish drone that they had sold to Ukraine that struck a Russian pro-separatist envoy in Ukraine. The Kremlin was furious about that. Kyiv took great pains after that to say we were targeting vehicles on our territory, not soldiers.
Doug, thanks for that. France 24's Doug Herbert.